Alright, so I did my exploration project on 3D printing. As some of you may know, we just got a 3D printer in the staff room, and I got to experiment and learn how to use it. So we have a Zortrax M200, and so these are some of the specs. Most of them don't really matter to you guys, but the build volume is 200 by 200 by 180 millimeters, so that's the max volume of a print you can make. And the nozzle diameter is 0.4 millimeters, which is pretty small in this industry, so it's pretty nice 3D printer. And I didn't get to try a 0.4 millimeter print because it's really thin. The layers are very, very fine, and it would have taken a lot longer to print any one of those. But yeah, that's the printer. And so this is my infographic. It's how does 3D printing work. So you create a three-dimensional object using a modeling software, and you send that over to the printer, and you choose the material. A lot of the printers can take different material. Ours, for instance, it can do plastic, but it also has the capabilities of doing glass printing, which is pretty cool.
No way.
Yeah.
Ow. Okay, I way want to do that.
So you can choose different materials, and with those materials you can get, your different object. And then it starts releasing small amounts of the material in a layer by layer process. It literally prints them out layer by layer. It takes a long, long time depending on some of the size of what you're building. And then once all the layers are formed, your object's finished. So this is the program that comes with the printer. It's called Z Suite. It's it's basically a 3D version of the printing plate. So you put your 3D model, you just drag it onto the program, and it plops it down, and you get to edit it a little bit, and you can save it, change some of the parameters, resize it, and then it's good to go to print. So the first print I did was the spiral thing. This was kind of to test, yeah, that one. So it was kind of to test how hollow objects form and how strong they are. It's pretty strong. You can squeeze it and it's not going to break. But
what if I break it?
Well, then that sucks. This design, I didn't design most of these. The two last ones that I did, I designed myself in a different program, but I'll talk about that later. So this originally was supposed to have a ball on the inside that you had to take off and put in during the print. I had to edit it out because for the first 30 minutes, when I first started using the printer, like maybe an hour maybe, I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. It was having problems heating the extruder. And then I figured out that the top wasn't plugged in right. So I fixed it, but I had to edit out the ball because you had to put the ball in mid-print, and I had to go and leave. So I'll saw those for the next class. But it came out really nice. The next thing I did was the 3D gear cube. This was I did it to experiment with two different colors in the print. Our printer can't actually switch colors mid-print, but if you have something that combines different pieces, you can have the multicolored stuff. So this was pretty annoying because the actual base, the supports that it automatically inserted, didn't come out right. I had to cut them out with the X-Acto knife, and I cut my hands like 5 times. It hurt. But overall, it came out pretty cool. Its function. Again, I didn't design this one. I only printed it out. These were two different prints, the green and the blue. And the pieces were all separate. So when you put it together, it looks like that. And if you rotate it, the gear, they all work and they rotate. After that, I did the Pokemon. And so I did these to test out all of the different colors we have. So there's one Pokemon for every single color that we had. And so we got the Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile, and then the 3 other ones. And those are all the colors we have right now. Hopefully we get some more, because more colors
we're gonna
is always
get black.
awesome. We're going to get black, yeah. We only have that gray, which
There's like
wasn't that nice.
700 left. We can get 700 left.
You got a question?
So you mentioned it takes a really long time. These are very small. How long did each one?
So each one of these are probably one of the shortest prints that I got to do. I set the setting to fast, so they printed faster, but it wasn't as accurate. If you look, there might be some like bits of the plastic kind of off-centered or not perfectly done. Like any of the tips, like the back of Totodile's like spikes on his back, they're kind of screwed up just because the printer was working faster, and those took about 20 minutes each. And then I designed my own thing. So I created this FA little sign. I used a program called Blender to create the F and the A. I used the freestyle font and used Blender to create it into 3D. It was kind of complicated, but once I figured it out, it was pretty easy, and I was able to make another one for Miss P, who asked me last minute to make her a Warriors headband. So I did that. I don't know how it came out, but she said it came out pretty cool.
Came out totally cool, and I put glitter all over it.
Nice.
Do you have it?
Words to the game. Not with me.
No, and I don't have a picture either, but.
Sorry, I should have taken my place.
So I took this, made it in Blender, saved it as an STL file, and then I transported it into a different program called Tinkercad. It's a browser-based modeling thing, and that's where I put the disk on it. And then I transferred that out and put it into Z Suite and printed it out. And those are all the prints I did. And I'm working on making a tutorial vid. I have all the footage. I just need to work on some of the audio. And then hopefully we can get that out so you guys can start printing out your own stuff, which would be pretty awesome.
So obviously he's the 3D expert at freestyle. If you got questions, go to him, because I have no idea how to work with things. All right? Thank you, Max. Hold on.